Welcome to hollylynn.com, where we talk about whatever's on my mind. And today it's about human design and being a third line profile and or the public school. I have a photographer friend who's always talking with me about my camera thing being covered with fingerprints from my third line profile child. So I have 4 kids. I'm a 4/6 projector. And I have 4 kids. 3 of them are third line profiles. And being a third line profile is all about trial and error, discovering truth in a way that only third line profiles can. So having an experience or creating an experience in which, you know, there's like, here's the thing that happened, and yet here's what I learned from it. So almost an unexpected truth that popped through, something that was there for them to discover. And the resilience of third line profile is beautiful. So I also have a 4/6 child, and I am a 4/6. So that means the early part of our life to about age 27, we actually, I guess, we had a third line like time period in our life where we were bumping into a lot of things and getting into a lot of situations. And I can tell you that the resilience factor, it really just feels different for my 6th line profile kid versus my 3 third line profiles. And I can tell you, if you have a third line profile little child in your life, that, and you already know this, things will get broken. And insurance is important. Always get the insurance. And you know, it's okay to wait to have nice things till later. So that's definitely been our experience in my family. So I have 1-1-3 child, and then 2-3-5 child kids. So we're in the public school system, and it's 2020 at the making of this video. And I feel like things will never be the same going here forward, that my kids right now in the public school system in the United States, in the Midwest, that they are really, can I just be frank, kicking the shit out of the traditional box style learning. You know, I had an attitude with my teachers when I was a kid, but the way in which my third line children like the wisdom that they already have in dealing with authorities, it's really quite, what can I say, respectable. You know, the third line, it's my understanding, so I'm not a third, but it's my understanding that the third lines really have to experience something for themselves in order to internalize it and and know it is true for them. And actually, I'm remembering that Ra, when he was talking about doing readings for people who were third line profile, he would say things like, don't take my word for it. You go experiment with it and learn it yourself. So when you look at a third line profile kid in a school system that's all about mass educating, oh my gosh, there's going to be some sticking points for sure. So just as a mom, so I'm divorced now. So, it's not like I have like full control over the kids. We've homeschooled, we've public schooled. It is what it is right now. And, I have some tremendous guilt in forcing my kids to go to school, because there's really not a ton there for them that they're actually learning, other than how to be. I mean, and this is the joke, as a doula, as a former birth doula, we used to laugh at the hospital childbirth classes, because the reality is they didn't teach you in the hospital childbirth classes, largely, they didn't teach you how to be an autonomous, informed healthcare consumer. They taught you how to be a good fucking patient. Okay? So, yes, my kids are learning team skills. Yes, they're learning to experience other personality types and all that kind of thing. So they're learning some socialization stuff. They're learning some facts. I don't actually see them learning how to think for themselves. Like, I feel like mostly what the grand message that's being given to my kids really is how to be a good, obedient, I don't know, office worker. And maybe my last kid, Michael, might work at an office. There's no way in hell. My 3-5 Hope, there's no way in hell my 1-3 Jonathan are going to be working in an office type of environment. So why I would continue to inflict this office type of setting on them just blows my mind. So, I mean, I really love the idea of like just personal tutoring in the areas in which they are already excelling, and farming out. I mean, as entrepreneurs, that's what we do. If I'm an entrepreneur and I suck at writing, it is insanely foolish for me to waste any amount of my time trying to sit and craft some kind of letter. Like, it is foolish. It is a misuse of my time. And as an entrepreneur who's going to be successful, it's my duty to understand how to outsource that shit. That's what I want my kids to learn how to do. I want my kids to learn how to outsource the shit that they're weak at. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good to, grow a little bit and that kind of stuff. But in general, how much more potent and powerful would they be if they've been able to spend all of their time focused on what they're great at versus trying to bring up, this saggy backpack that they've been dragging along this whole time. My friend Andrea was talking about the book Strengths Finder, and that really sealed the cemented some of this in. And so clearly it's spilling onto you all. The book Strength Finder, somewhere in the book, the author talks about the story Rudy from the 1990s or 1980s film, whatever. It's got Samwise Gamgee in it. And also Bob from Stranger Things. Anyway, like the whole movie is like super inspiring, right? But and it's meant to be inspiring. It's this little guy who can't play football, and then he plays football. Like finally, after like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, he gets like, 30 seconds in the game. And everybody like cheers for him. Rah, rah, rah. What a fucking waste of time. Right? So, third line profiles. These guys are the ones who are finding the cracks in the system and deciding what goes forward and what doesn't. So, like the example, if there's a bridge that's going to be broken, the third line person is going to be the one who finds it, probably from falling through the bridge and having the bridge like crack underneath them. Oh, that's an important truth to know. This bridge is weak, and here's the spot in which it's weak at. So, the third line is the one who like actually breaks it. But we needed to know that the bridge was weak, right? So if you have third line, if you're a mom and you have third lines in your life, I mean, a lot of days I feel somewhat chewed up and spit out from the somewhat constant barrage of questioning and discovering. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting in my car right now because I don't want to go in my house to face the onslaught of why this and it shouldn't be like that, the system and whatever. So anyway, my takeaway as a mom to 3 third lines, my takeaway is to trust that in being hands off and not micromanaging their negative experiences, I am trusting that they are coming to their own conclusions in the way that it is aligned and actually necessary for them. And I can breathe a sigh of relief that they are walking their journey the way that they are designed to actually walk. And though it feels really uncomfortable for me to watch them stumble along and have some conflict and to me, it feels like just a lot of tripping and bumbling. As a mom, I get to release that and say that my kids are so resilient, and being able to overcome those things so long as I don't make up stories about the truth or the value of those experiences. Like, they don't need for me to interpret the experience, the bad experiences, the the negative experiences, whatever the experiences that broke, they don't need me to interpret that for them. They can, their body like already does it. And it's okay for me to step back and allow that to happen. You know, so much about parenting is about releasing. And it's funny because I'm not the overly attached helicopterish mom who like cries when the kid goes away to college kind of thing. At least I don't identify with that. Although it could be true. So I mean, I'm not even that mom who is like so caught up in the kids that, you know, the thought of them growing up and leaving me is terrifying. Not at all. In fact, just the opposite. So for me to be experiencing this nail biting, I think it means that probably some other parents out there are as well. So your third line profiles are bodily brilliant and resilient. And they're the ones of all of us, they're the ones who are made for accidents, and their body can handle it to a level that we can't. So trust in that, friend. All right. Thank you for being here. And I hope this has helped support you. All right. Bye.